up, guys? This is JJ and I'm bringing you an exciting review of Street Fighter 5. Okay, so I have a shitload of problems with this game, or at least I had a shitload of problems with this game. But yeah, I'll get to that later. Let's hop into this bad boy. I never understood the story of Street Fighter, but after playing Street Fighter 5 story mode, I actually understand it less. The story is all over the place, with each character having 3 fights in their entire story, which takes about 7 minutes to complete. How much can you learn about somebody in 7 minutes, man? And these stories don't share common ground. They really are all over the place. 1 second you'll be going back to the past kicking ass as Officer Chun-Li, then the next you'll be watching Armika fangirl over this Russian guy's back. Like, what the hell, man?
Everybody is so excited! The audience and the bear! Wait, a bear?
So as it stands right now, the story is kind of a joke. Supposedly in June they're gonna have a full cinematic story, so that's cool. So hopefully that'll go well. Okay, so now on to my issues with this game. So when this game first came out, it was pretty much a Charlie Foxtrot. If you don't know what a Charlie Foxtrot is, it's a fancy way of saying a clusterfuck. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the positives. So visually this game looks amazing for characters and stages alike. And whoever does the actual artwork for the story is actually a freaking beast. Not to mention the music that makes you want to get into a fist fight. Like that, it just gets you so pumped, man. Like, I want to fight somebody every time I listen to the menu music. But anyway, on to the negative stuff. Yeah, when this game first came out, it was a absolute shit show. The biggest thing is that on launch day, the servers were an absolute disgrace. Like, you couldn't get a match with anyone. Like, imagine how everyone felt, man. Like, you paid $60 of your hard-earned money for this game that you've been looking forward to fight some people online, and that's really all they have going for the game. And then you go online and you're searching, and then this happens.
One eternity later.
So at launch, the servers didn't work at all, nobody could get any matches in, and to go along with that, the single player offering was non-existent for a lot of it. A lot of people were really mad. There was no arcade mode. Okay, that's weird. What's even weirder than that is that you can't set up a computer in versus mode, which is kind of why, because you can easily just go to training mode and then set a computer to fight you there, so not having one in versus mode doesn't actually make sense to me, but I mean, whatever. The main gist is that the non-functional online coupled with the lack of modes created this huge negative startup for the game. Lots of people were mad, people were upset. I was upset. I was disappointed as hell. And a lot of people called the game garbage. I sort of agreed, sort of didn't, because I thought the game was really fun whenever it did actually fucking work. But these, for the most part, are launch problems. They're not a problem now. The game has improved a lot. The online works now, so there are no issues getting matches. I got a bunch of matches easy, no problem. They all ran super good. I don't think I had even a single laggy. There was only one match I had that was actually laggy, and it wasn't even that bad. So the online for the game is actually really impressive. And as of the recent March update, they've added trial and as well demonstrations in the new challenge mode. Trials actually teaches you combos for each character, which is seriously important. I don't know why you would launch a fighting game without it. And demonstrations basically teaches you just how to play the game in general, from beginner stuff to just advanced. Once again, I'm not sure why you would release your fighting game without these basic features. It just seems really odd and kind of puts newbies up to get slaughtered. I mean, how are they going to learn combos? What? They go online and watch videos? Okay, cool. And if they don't do that, I guess they'll just learn the old-fashioned way. They go in the game and get their ass kicked by people that know combos. One more interesting little thing I think they added to the March update is the ability to rematch in ranked, which I think is pretty nice. I mean, you get your ass kicked one time, then you get that opportunity to get revenge. it's a nice little touch. On to the gameplay. Easily the best part of the game, the fighting. It's amazing. It feels just so fluid. It's super fun. The timing of the inputs take a little bit of getting used to, especially if you haven't played a lot of fighting games or anything similar to this. It can be a little bit of a learning curve, but it's not too bad. It's pretty easy to get into. It gets a little bit more complicated, however, once you get into the matchups between characters, the different types, really varying between more offensive, more defensive, somewhat balanced, and then of course your grapplers. Knowing the matchups is extremely important. There are 16 characters in the game, 17 including Alex, the recently added one in the March update. And yeah, like I said, knowing the matchups is crucial. Also crucial is managing your V-gauge system. With the V-gauge system, you'll be using your V-skill to try to max out your V-trigger. Very nice power-up, which can, it varies between characters. For some people, like Ken, it could be a combo booster. Then for other characters, like Alex, it's just an interesting new move that they gain access to while their V-trigger is active. If you can find a character that jives with your playstyle, and you can manage their V-trigger as well as just get better with combos and stuff like that, you'll be killing it in this game. And there's plenty of characters, all of which are very different, but you'll definitely find a favorite. Some of these characters are more passive, like maybe Bison, who's a little bit more defensive oriented. And then you have some people that are just freaking beasts, like Nikali.
Savage.
I hate to say it, but I gotta say it. This game feels like a ginormous step backwards in some ways from Street Fighter 4. And less characters, less stages, less modes, less everything actually. Which is weird, because usually when you move up in a game's life cycle, it gets better. But this game just offers less. If anything is improved, it's definitely the combat. But this game is one that I will take with a grain of salt and play every now and again. It's definitely not going to be my main squeeze as far as video games go. Yeah, it's kind of like it's less of the sexy girlfriend and more of the ugly side bitch. Wow, you know what? That is a terrible analogy, and I am sorry. All right, so the bottom line is this game is not worth 60 bucks. Not to me. It wasn't worth 60 bucks at launch. It still isn't even with challenge mode added. And they didn't just add challenge mode, I forgot to mention earlier. They also added 8-player lobbies with spectator because they launched the game without that as well. So yes, at launch I would have definitely given this game like a fucking 50. Probably lower because I was frustrated. But now I think I will give it, we'll give it a 70. I'll score it about a 70. That's good. But yeah, the game lacks in a lot of departments. But bottom line, it is fun. Like going online and playing other players is probably one of the most rewarding things that this game offers you. And I gotta give Capcom some credit. At least the online shit is free. They're not charging you for additional characters that are coming later or additional modes. So I gotta at least acknowledge the fact that they've at least improved their business practices a little bit. So anyway, it's been JJ. I don't know. Deuces.